You and I need to talk. Just you, no one else. Because if you click this video, I know something about you that most people around you still haven't figured out. I know you're tired of feeling behind. Tired of pretending you understand money when deep down, there are gaps, painful gaps. Gaps you're ashamed to admit. I know you're smart, ambitious, hungry. But you also have this fear, this quiet fear, that everybody else secretly learned something you didn't. And that fear, that's exactly why you're here, and why you need to stay until the very last second of this video. Because today, I'm going to explain the financial concepts you should have learned years ago. The ones that control your life, your future, your freedom, yet nobody ever taught you. Not your parents, not your teachers, not your job. Maybe because they didn't know themselves. Maybe because they didn't want you to know. Or maybe because this world benefits from people who remain financially confused. But I don't. Not today. Not you. Not anymore. You're here because something inside you wants to break the cycle. Confusion, stress, scarcity. You want clarity. You want power. You want control over your financial destiny. So let me speak directly to you one-on-one. Because after this video, you will never see money the same way again. Let me start with the truth you've felt your whole life. Money is emotional before it is mathematical. You don't struggle with money because you're bad with numbers. You struggle because no one taught you the psychology behind those numbers. Money is a story. Money is memory. Money is trauma. Your spending habits are shaped by fears you never faced. Your saving habits are shaped by beliefs you never questioned. Your investment habits are shaped by risks you were never allowed to take. And the worst part? These invisible forces have been running your financial life without your permission. But now you're going to take your control back. Starting with the first core concept you need to understand, inflation. Not the boring definition they teach in textbooks. I mean the real consequence. Inflation is the silent thief that steals your future without ever breaking into your house. Every year, your dollars become weaker. Your savings become smaller. Your dreams become further away. If you don't understand inflation, you work harder every year for money that buys less every year. And that's the trap most people never escape. But not you, not after today. The next concept is compound interest. It is the closest thing to magic that exists in the financial world. And yet, most people misunderstand it or underestimate it. Compound interest is growth that grows more growth. It's the tiny action today that becomes the impossible result tomorrow. It's the reason someone who invests $200 a month at age 20 retires richer than someone investing $1,000 a month at age 40. Time is the multiplier. Time is the engine. Time is the weapon. And the reason your future wealth feels so far away is because no one ever taught you that small beginnings matter more than big intentions. Someone once said, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. Those who understand it earn it. Those who don't pay it. And I refuse to let you stay on the wrong side of that equation. But there's something even deeper, something that every wealthy person understands instinctively, and that every financially struggling person ignores. Cash flow. Cash flow is the bloodstream of your financial life. It's the difference between I'm surviving and I'm sovereign. Wealth is not about how much you earn. It's about how much stays, how much grows, and how much works for you even while you're asleep. That's why some people making $40,000 live peacefully, while others making $200,000 drown in debt. The wealthy don't ask, how much do I have? They ask, where does my money go, and what does it come back with? If your money doesn't return home with friends, it's not an investment, it's an expense. That's the language the wealthy speak, and I want you to speak it too. And now, we arrive at the concept that terrifies most people without them even knowing it. Opportunity cost. Every choice you make with your money is also a choice you make against something else. If you buy that new phone today, you're choosing not to invest that same money into your future. If you keep your savings sitting in a bank account, you're choosing not to let it compound in the market. If you stay in a low-paying job for the sake of comfort, you're choosing the long, slow burn of regret over the short burn of growth. The wealthy understand this. The poor ignore it. And the middle class pretends it doesn't matter. But it matters. It matters more than you think. Now let's talk about the most misunderstood concept of all, risk. Most people fear risk because they confuse it with danger, but they're not the same. Danger is the possibility of losing everything. Risk is the possibility of gaining everything. Wealthy people take risks because they understand them. Poor people avoid risks because they fear them. Middle-income people take risks they don't understand and get burned. But here's what you must hear. Avoiding risk is the biggest risk of all. Because if you don't risk growth, you guarantee stagnation. And stagnation is just another word for slow financial death. And now that we've uncovered these concepts, I want to tell you something you might not want to hear. Your financial life up until now wasn't your fault. But from this moment forward, it is your responsibility. And responsibility is power. Responsibility means you now have the knowledge, the awareness, the clarity to change everything. And no one can take that from you. Let me finish with 3 truths you must remember. First, the greatest financial danger is ignorance, not poverty. You can overcome poverty. You cannot overcome ignorance unless you choose to. Second, you do not need to be rich to start. You need to start to become rich. And third, understanding money is the first step to controlling it. Controlling money is the first step to multiplying it. And multiplying money is the first step to financial peace. And I know something about you. If you watched until this point, you want peace. You want freedom. You want stability. You want to understand what most people never will. And I want you to have that. So if this video spoke to you, hit subscribe, because FINAPSYHISTORY is where money meets mind, where your confusion ends, where your transformation begins. Like the video to help it reach someone who feels financially lost. Comment, I choose clarity, if you're ready to change your financial story. And share this with one person you care about, because if you keep this knowledge to yourself, a part of you will always feel guilty knowing you could have changed someone else's life too. This is FINAPSYHISTORY, your new financial home, your new mental edge. Let's build your future together.